Hello, my loves. Hello, Jennifer. Hello, Sassy Sarah. I love you. State of disorder. I love you. I love you. Oh, I'm sorry you're in pain. Just lay back and listen to this. It'll put you to sleep. You will never know. Fairy Meadows, how you doing, baby? Earth, I love you. Hey, Mystery. How's everybody? I decided to wear white tonight. I'm just gonna wear black. And I'm also drinking a Red Bull. So look out. This might be a 37-hour live stream. Never know. You never know. I have so many notes sitting here. I have so many notes. And I'm going to make a confession that this week, hey, Lorley, this week, my mental health, hey, Alan, has not been the greatest. Not for, there's no reason for it. There's no trigger. Hey, Sour Girl, hey, Anna. Just I've had a bad week mentally. Just so, I will go and I'll do all these notes. Hey, Dawn Marie. Clancy, I love you, baby. I'll do all these notes. And they get scattered because my brain is a little scattered. Y'all have noticed sometimes my notes kind of get away from me. So I've developed a system that I think will work better for me and for y'all. Hey, Kathy, I love you. And so this week, I don't know why. I don't know. I love you, state of disorder. Yeah, it's nothing to be, I think everybody on earth has those weeks. And, you don't necessarily have to be a patient somewhere. Everybody has a bad, just has mentally cannot get a grasp on what's going on in that week. And it kind of just gets away from you. And you can feel bad about yourself, or you can just say, you know what, I'll get it back. So, hey, Troy, Deborah, how are you? So this week was one of those weeks for me. And it's odd because Monday I saw my psychiatrist like for the every 3-month check-in. And Friday I saw my therapist. So I had bookends of of whatever, but this didn't quite work. I wish I could get a mental health check. Let me tell you about my mental health check. I ain't got it. I wish I could. If I talk to the right person in the right day, I'll get 9 of them. But I think we all had it. Nothing. It's like I said. Maybe it's like some people have blamed it on the weather, on the seasons and lack, but we're gaining sunlight. I don't know. It could be. I don't know what I just don't know. It doesn't have to have a name, or a reason why. It's like people that have anxiety attacks. I've had people, I don't have them personally myself. Well, what were you doing before you had it? Meaning that nobody on earth has ever thought, what I was doing, maybe what I was doing before I had you. No, baby, don't work like that. I get so low sometimes. Yeah, Sour Girl, me and my therapist are going through that. Hey, Queenie, my love, we're going through that. And it's he's giving me a whole printout thing, and where there comes where you can kind of muddle through it, and then it gets to where you're in a fetal position somewhere, and I'm not in the fetal position today. It doesn't mean I won't be tomorrow, and it doesn't mean just is what it is. It is what it is. It is. And so I just want to acknowledge that, where if you see me flipping through papers, I know I got the notes. I just got to find them. How you doing, Quinny? My husband made dinner tonight. I'll say no more. Not a damn thing. Right, yeah, there you are. See, in state of disorder, like I was telling, this might turn into a whole mental health check. I was telling my therapist that when I've been on medications for 20 years too. I've been. And every day that you wake up and you have a bad day, you think to yourself, is this the day that one of my medicines have stopped working? And we have to go through and try to figure out which one. Is this the day? Or you wake up and you're in a bad mood or whatever, and you think, is this the day I don't snap out of it? Is this the day that I don't snap out of it? And that brings you more anxiety. Rarely, is it those two things, that it's just you're having a bad day. But it is a constant thing that's in the back of your mind, mine anyway. Yes, state of disorder. Look, me and you, we were right here together. Right here together. And it's all good. You still can't. Well, oh God, Quinny. Tracy, I love you, girl. All right, love. I want to get. Oh, Dawn. I appreciate that. I really appreciate that. Yeah, Quinny, you got to find something. Find something to motivate. But sometimes that ain't even going to work. Let's be honest. I mean, I'll be honest with myself. I don't know. Well, you know what? It's okay not to be okay, as they say. It is okay not to be okay. But I always want to address that fear. And now State of Disorder has, hey, Gray, my sweet. Gray has, yeah, I get it. So I'm not wrong when I said sometimes I wake up and think, is this going to be the day the medicine doesn't work? And we got to do one medicine out, add another medicine in, bullshit. Or is this the day that this mental health, this mental whatever is going to just not work anymore? I am done. My mind has said, Broop. So validation, I'm getting validation. And that's what people need in this world is validation. You're not the only one. We're out here. Yeah, it's okay not to be okay. Gray, how you doing, Gray? Gray is so damn beautiful. She kills me. Oh, thank you, sexy. Yeah, become a member. Do something, young. Mama needs a facelift. I'm just kidding. I don't need a facelift. I need Botox. This pineapple, no, not pineapple, sorry. My favorite Red Bull is the watermelon. Right, State of Disorder. I know I get you. I feel like I have had every single medication on the market from the last 200 years in my mouth. Hello, Melissa. Hey, Lumpy. Oh, thank you, Tracy. Well, the topic, is just, I have great things that come to me through my mental illness, believe it or not. And I have things that I could do, not, but that's life. That's life. You have things that you love, things you don't. My imagination is probably one of my better things. Faith, thank you, Faith. My temper is probably something I don't like, about my mental illness. My sense of humor, I love that about my mental illness. What don't I love about it? My lack of compassion. Hey, Freeside. A lack of compassion can come with mental illness. Because you're so worried about keeping yourself straight and good and like this, that if somebody comes in or one of your friends or one of your kids, whatever, and tries to mess that up, you get very not nice. You can get very not nice. So sometimes I have a lack of compassion. I ain't gonna say for my kids because that's wrong. I'll stop anything for them. Hey, watcher, thank you, Faith. I love you to death. Hey, Terry. How you, Terry? We're just having a little mental health check-in before we get into this crazy bastard called H.H.Holmes. And I will tell you, I got an email from somebody, and I ain't mad at you. I told you in the email. I emailed you back. And they wanted to understand why we weren't doing mysteries this week, and that H.H. Holmes, Faith, I love you. H.H. Holmes wasn't a mystery. And so one, keeping things fresh is what we're going to do around here. Changing stuff up. I think it's the, spice of life. We're just going to change it up. The thing with H.H. Holmes was that he is such a, what do we call him? You pirate. I like you, pirate. Yeah, the ability. Thank you. That's a great one, Lumpy. Just think. We're going to have a mental health. I'll have a mental health stream soon, because it seems like we need a little therapy around here. We don't know how many people H.H. Holmes killed. We have no idea. All right. I thought that all the murders happened in that hotel. Oh no, dear. No. So I can take you through how he started out in life, where he went in life, and where he started to not see humans anymore. He saw bodies that he could sell. And then he went from that, okay, to actually killing for no reason at all. Not that any of these were reason. Where it turned kind of into a sexual, sadistic thing. And that a lot of the people that were there's a lot of people that were really close to him. He had no problem. Oh no, Melissa, of course we will. Of course. So the heart rate might be up because I am a doctor. Hey, liar, pants on fire. Can I just tell you this, liar, pants on fire? I've missed the shit out of you. For real. And, hey, Earth, I love you to Uranus and back. Melissa, we're going to pray for your boy. Hopefully they get that temperature down, find out what's causing it, and he can, thank you. Oh, thank you, sir. This is interesting. Yeah, so, like I said, we're going to talk about interesting things. Lila, listen. Listen, Lila. Appreciate you. Y'all want to start? Hold on, let me get my little sip. All right. H.H. Holmes. That was not his name. He was born Herman Webster Mudgett, sorry, in Gilmanton, New Hampshire. He was born in 1861. I'm going to put this photograph up because he was quite the looker. Okay? I'm just going to share the screen so y'all not going to see me. He's not bad. He looked good. Yes, he did. He did look good. So everywhere, I'll come back over here to me. Everywhere I read, it said that he was born into an affluent family. I'm wondering if these, hey, try me, bitch, what you doing? Thank you. I got brown put on the hair. Don't worry, it's all going to come out. I just needed a little change. Y'all know, girls, and I wasn't having a good week mentally, and I had an appointment Thursday to get my hair done. And I told her then it's all highlighted under here. Don't worry, not, but it's got like a brown semi-permanent on it. Every time I take a shower, it washes out. Anyway, so everywhere I looked, it said he was born into an affluent family. I think his father worked as a postmaster, and his mother was, whatever she did. Now, I also read that they were very strict on him. They were very religious and very strict. I really love that. Oh, thank you, liar. I like it too. I just need to get a little change every now and again. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. This old bitch has got to do something. This old bitch got to do something to stay relevant. It was either cut it all off or color it brown. I was a color it brown. Then again, I'm trying to think. I don't even know if he had any brothers or sisters. They said he was very, hey, Rippo, what are you doing? They said that he was very, very intelligent. Who is they? That's what I want to know. Who is they? In their school, there was an actual, because y'all know back in the day, there was real skeletons that they would have in classrooms that were all, wired apart, wired together. I mean, he was so scared of those things. And this bunch of kids made him touch it. Well, those kids effed up because he absolutely, you bleached your hair to the toner you used. I'm 55, honey. 55. Always age is just a number. Thank you, Mr. Yoakum, for being a member for 23 months. And you know I love you to death. All right, so anyway, he's supposedly this real brilliant kid. Okay. So he actually does graduate early at 16. He also gets married at 16, 17 to a lovely lady named Clara. So he and Clara go to Vermont, where he enrolls in the Vermont School of Medicine. He doesn't like it there because, one, he says all of the rich kids have it made. They don't have to worry about the 100 to 200 pound. They don't have to worry about the 100 to 200 dollar tuition. At which time her dad, because she's the rich girl in town, okay, her dad starts paying for it. Okay. I mean, it was for her deal. Well, he didn't like the University of Vermont, so he transferred to the Michigan School of Medicine and Surgery. I'm scared at this point, people. Hey, Janica, because he only went to school like for 3 years. This wasn't like he was in school for literally 3 years. But they had a janitor, right? Who so you'd have two students would get a cadaver for the year, right? That's your cadaver. Hello, cadaver. So it's laying out there. I did not take photos of this because I can tell you, y'all need to see it. Y'all can go look at it then. So you had a partner to do this. Now, there was a janitor that they nicknamed Doc Nader. He rang the bell when it was time to go in there and hang out with, hey, Halloween baby. He went and rang the bell when it was time to go dissect. Now, they would sit over this one cadaver and they would have to memorize all the things they'd see. Then they'd have around 3 lectures a week. After they got that lecture, they came back to the dissecting thing and they would go, whatever. If it was, liver day, they went for the liver. So you've got these bodies, these cadavers. I hope they had some, they had to have formaldehyde on them. Had to. But this character, Doc Nader, the guard, he guarded all of them. He procured his liver day. He went and got the bodies. And he didn't really care where they came from. That was the best part. He'd have people that would come up, they would have dug up Aunt Sally. All right. And brought Aunt Sally straight to the to the university, and Doc Nader would buy them. Thank you. So this gets Herbert thinking, right? He's thinking now, wait a minute. Hey, Smoke Eye Pete, what are you doing, Smoke Eye Pete? He thought, wait a minute. This guy, Doc, is willing to pay what for a body? And these people, oh. So now he starts thinking, him and his lab partner, we're going to do that. And then I'm going to keep calling him Herman until he changes his name. Herman said, you know what might be even smarter is if we get a body, insure it. I will get a life insurance policy on the body, right? Aunt, Sally here, who never came into the office to sign the papers, by the way. And then when Aunt Sally died, they dragged that body over to the insurance place, and they would go, oh, okay, yeah, here's $5,000, which was a lot in 1860, 1870, 1990. It's a lot now, hell's been. So they mulled that over for a long time, and Herbert had a chance to perfect it. He was kind of brilliant in that he could sit around and perfect something like that, right? Because he had a whole 3 more years of school. So we come to graduation, yeah? And you have a committee of professors that are sitting there and judging whether these doctors become doctors if they get their degree. Mr. Holmes, Herbert was so low in the graduating class, they had to do two sessions to get him enough votes to get him to hell up out of there. And he got him. He was a doctor. He was a doctor. Yeah. So he moved around here and there, and he was doing this, the insurance scam, right? And here's what he didn't think of. He didn't process this much. He had to keep paying, all these premiums for the insurance policies. He didn't think about that. So he's having to work in basically pharmacies. That's the only place he ever worked. He never practiced medicine anywhere. He was always working at pharmacies. So he had to keep doing that to get all this, because the body's got to be right? And they were dragging in people with formaldehyde and whatnot. So they weren't like, so what he does is he calls his good friend. He has a little breakdown. And he calls his friend, Leacock. Dr. Leacock was his lab buddy. And he's like, we need to start doing this. And Dr. Leacock was like, well, yeah, I mean, but not, yeah. So hearing how his friend wasn't that excited about this, Holmes goes into a mental facility for 2 months. He can't take it. And so he goes into, and 2 months later it comes out. That's when he had the brilliant idea. We can't keep dragging formaldehyde set people around. We need real bodies, fresh bodies. And his friend was like, okay, I'll do that. So they insured each other. Now, when they insured each other, Herbert knew he was going to kill his friend dead. And that's what he did. Yeah, fresh. They had to be fresh. And that's what he did. He overloaded him with this stuff called Ladium, and it's got opioids in it. It's got morphine in it. He just gave him a giant dose of it. And he got $20,000 from him. $20,000 from his buddy, his friend. Just looked like his friend committed suicide. Well, not committed suicide. So, with that, guys and gals, H.H. Holmes. H.H. Holmes is born. He cannot go back to his other name because he's got so many fraud charges with the bodies and the insurance and not taking it to look, he made a lot of mistakes. So he goes to Chicago, and he's now Dr. H.H. Holmes. And guess what? Yeah. Yeah, he's a pharmacist, but that's okay. The man that owns the drugstore that he works in dies. He wasn't killed by H.H. Holmes. All right. He just dies. And H.H. Holmes has still got $20,000 in his pocket. Fear not. And so he goes to the widow because the widow has been left the business. And he keeps trying to buy it from her. And she's not having it. I mean, she just doesn't, So, oddly enough, a sale goes through and H.H. Holmes has bought the drugstore and the wife has gone to California, never to be seen again. Never to be seen again. Like a lot of people in Mr. Holmes's life. So we've got several possible murders before this. We have 2 confirmed. I'm sorry, that wife's confirmed. His friend confirmed. If you can kill your best friend, you can kill anybody. Yeah, she's still California dreaming, Gray. She is out there still California dreaming from 1800. And nobody thought it was odd. Nobody thought she didn't say bye to me. No, she didn't. Now, let me tell you this too. I forgot. When H.H. Holmes was born, right? Here he is. All of a sudden, he didn't want his first wife anymore. She had paid. Her family had paid for his medical school. He even had a son. Bye. They go back to New Hampshire, and he never speaks to them again. But don't worry, he's not lonely long. So there's a big, huge city block across from this pharmacy/drugstore that he decides he's going to buy. And he does. And he does. Didn't he write he's written girl. So he did that for one of his wives. He did that for which one? Many? I don't know. He's got so many. He's got 4 wives. He did it for one of them. I don't even know if he still did. If he did it for the doc, whatever's wife. Yeah, he was a doctor. Doctor's wife that he's a slick son of a bitch. He's slick. So here he's got, and I'll show you. Let's. There we go. There you go. What are you doing? All right. This is his first wife. Pretty little girl, light eyes. You gotta love her. Let's start talking about that. Let's start talking about that. Now, if you look at this photograph, you will see that this building is 1 city block long. Come back up. Let me bring myself back. Well, we'll just look at this for a second. This is 1 city block long. Now, in the bottom, he said, hey, Care Bear, he said, I'm going to put businesses down there. It's a storefronts, whatnot, a pharmacy's going in there, different retail things. And that he did. This started out as a 2-story, all right? Started out as a 2-story. And then he said, at the top, we're going to have offices and apartments. Well, he got to thinking, and he said, you know what, though? That big old World's Fair is coming to Chicago soon. Why don't we put a top floor of hotel rooms that can accommodate the people? And everybody said, that's a great idea. Hold on, I'm coming back. Let me see if there's another one. Hold on, what do I do? What have I done? Hold on. Let's see. Oh, I hate this thing. Oh, Lord, that's the second wife. Listen, she looked crazy as hell. I'm sorry. That one looked crazy as hell. Her name was Myrta. And Myrta, He married around this time, and she knew exactly how he got his money, and she knew exactly what he was doing for it. And she ended up having a daughter by him, and she would stay away in another town. She wouldn't really come to Chicago very much. I don't know why, but I don't blame her. If you're stepping in body parts, I don't want to know. So this is number 2, Murda. All right, hey Murda, what you doing, baby? Sorry, I'm probably being a little glib. Is that the word? I'm gonna shuffle around some papers in a minute. For right now. Yeah, so Herman Midget is dead and gone. We have got H.H.Holmes ready to roll. So I forgot to tell you too. He might have killed one of his friends from school when he was a kid. I forgot about that. And he probably killed another kid when he was adult that he was seen with somewhere in New York. He was seen walking around with this little kid, and that little kid disappeared. And so did he when that happened. So that's 2 more possible. I won't even count the one as a kid that was his childhood equal, but I'm gonna count that boy in New York all day long. All right. This thing became known as the castle. Let me put it back up. This thing was known as the castle. And I guess it did look like a castle right there in the front. I mean, there it goes. And we put that third story on. Well, here's the thing that shut up, Perry Styles. Here's what he would do. He would hire a builder. He would fire the builder. He would hire another builder. And he would, because he didn't want to pay. And the police surmised he didn't pay $1 for anything in that damn building. He would also steal, like they would come and deliver things to the 3rd floor, like beds and stuff, and come back, right, to put them in, and they would be gone. There was a wall there. At lunchtime, they would go have a sandwich and come back, and there would be a wall where they delivered, 20 beds. The hell? So this went on throughout the entire building of this thing, because, well, we all know about what happened on the top, but let's talk about what happened on the top too. Once that fair started, you had people coming to Chicago from all over the country, all over the world, and they were yeah, they weren't seen a lot after they got there. And I'm going to tell you why they're not. And so throughout that building, and I tried to get blueprints of it, but there's no blueprints because nobody really knows. Maybe on the 2nd floor, they might know, in the bottom. But that 3rd floor, nobody knows what that looked like. Nobody. Most people that saw it didn't see nothing else after that. And he had he had chutes and body drops and stuff that came all the way through that second floor, and it went all the way down to the basement. So, good news for the local, the local universities. They had bodies out the ass. All of a sudden, you need some bodies? We got bodies. Come over here. Come on over here. We got bodies. So after, taking people for 20,000, 10,000, whatever he would do with people, he was still willing to spend or get $20, $30 for a body. 2,000, you think, well, wait a minute, I can get 20,000. I can at least get 2. No. He would still be interested in that damn $20, $30 he could get per body. So we have a lot of people that went missing here. And let me get my victim list out. Now, oddly enough, throughout this time, Myrna, and the daughter, They didn't disappear, but they left. They were gone. So let's see how many bodies we got so far. We have in 1891, we have Emily Van Tassel, who worked at the Holmes drugstore. And she was kind of dating Mr. Holmes. And she was people could tell she wasn't real interested anymore. She gone. Where is she? Where did she go? I don't know. She's gone. She gone. A lot of these people, too, a lot of the detectives and all that, attributed most of these women, because they were mostly women at this point, they would say, well, she was getting an illegal abortion and she died. Happens all the time. She's a young woman. That's absolutely what happened. Side off. And that's not at all what happened. Then we have a Kitty Kelly, who was a stenographer for H.H.Holmes. She went missing in 1892. These aren't all of them. His body count is anywhere from 27, because that's what he confessed to 27. Some people think he's got 200. That's why this is kind of a mystery, because we cannot dig up there's no way to know, because of this body farm he had going on in this hotel. There's no way to know. After the state fair, after the World Fair, the police in Chicago had to open up a missing persons unit because of the hundreds of women that went missing during the fair. Hundreds of women. So people would even sit on the street and look over and see somebody going in. This is sick. See somebody going over in the castle and bet whether or not they'd ever see him again. Everybody knew. But, I mean, it's so outlandish. They wouldn't believe you. Oh, I think it's beyond that too, Lumpy, for sure. For sure. And, you know, when he confessed to 27, hey, that girl, when he confessed to 27 murders, right? And then he tried to backtrack off some of these. But there's undeniable, you know, here, it's undeniable. And I'm reading you just some of these people. There was a guy that came, James Davis, he came from Greenville, Pennsylvania, and he went to visit the fair, and he stayed there, and he vanished. His body wasn't found until 1920, but it was where and how Mr. Holmes would do things. You know, I mean, how would he guess? Let's go for some more, just for right now, because it gets bigger and better. Harry Walker from Greensburg, Indiana, went missing in November 1893. He was allegedly to be insured for $2,000. Fuck me. Hold on. He was going to be insured for $20,000 because he was going to come work for Mr. Holmes in Chicago. We never saw him again either. Another thing Howard Holmes would make you get an insurance policy. He would pay for it, but he would insure his employees. He would insure the guests in his hotel. He would insure them. If you walked by Howard, you would have to get some insurance. So he had all of these payments that he's making. And, you know, they get to dying and he's got, you know, life is good. But when, you know, he gets to running out of money, he's got to decide which one he's going to. Because by then, he's not even trying to pull a fake body in, right? Saying it's Uncle Juju. It has Uncle Juju. No, it's not. Oh, yeah, it is. So he was actually putting their name on it, dragging them in. And I say dragging him in. He wasn't dragging him. I'm oh, Deborah, I love you, baby. I love you. Go rest, Pop. You go rest. when I say he was dragging them in, he wasn't actually physically dragging them into the thing, but I mean, I'm going to embellish it to where it's funny. Because if it's not. All right, he also, let's see, we got another Lucy Burbank. He's another one. Her hair was found in the chimney flue of the castle in 1895. I'm not done yet. We'll just put that on hold right now. We'll put that on hold because we got lots of victims. And I was at that point when I was doing the research where it was just, come on, I can't write down another dead person's name. I can't do it. I always wondered though this. Kind of sort of, thank you, Lucky Lou. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. This guy. So we have another wife that comes in. Her name is Minnie Williams. Let's go find her. Minnie Williams. And Minnie Williams is a former actress. Nope, that is not her. She was playing a man right here. Maybe you didn't know. Hold on, what did I do with you, girl? That's not you either. What did I do? Why did I lose things? All right, so anyway, Minnie comes. She used to be on the stage. Here we go. She used to be on the stage. She is kind of an heiress, quite frankly. I mean, a little bit of one. And she comes to the beautiful Chicago area and meets him. And he finds out that she has got some land that was left to her in Fort Worth, Texas. And so he talks her into, by this time he has met a friend. He's got a best friend, another best friend. And it's Mr. Pitzel. And he ran into Mr. Pitzel when Mr. Pitzel was over at the other pharmacy, showing everybody his revolutionary. Hey, Dick Tim, how you doing, baby? Mr. Pitzel had designed this coal cart, and he was taking it around, showing it to everybody how great it was. And Mr. Holmes says, "Do you need a best friend? Because I need a best friend. Let's be best friends." Mr. Pitzel was also a former prisoner of fraud. So it was serendipitous of them to find each other. And he said, "Listen, can you help me?" He said, "I'm going to get Howard said, Holmes, I'm going to get this chick sign over some land down in Texas. But I need you to change your name to whatever. And you're going to be in it too. Okay?" And he was like, "All right." So people too say they were married. So she's also added as the third wife because they presented themselves in Chicago in another part of town to live as husband and wife. So she is now added to his wife count. So she does sign off on this, it's quite a lot. It's quite a lot of land in Fort Worth. And in fact, I even have somewhere I've got where it is, where it would be. I was wondering if I looked at it, if I could find, if it was, the I-70, not I-70. Yeah, I-70. If it was even near there, but I think I forgot. So they stay married for a little while, and her little sister comes to visit, Nana. So you got Minnie and Nana. And when Nanny comes, she's about 18. And she starts writing letters back to her mom going, "Oh, we're just having a lovely time with Brother Howard." Oh, Brother Howard. That's what she calls him. Brother Howard is so lovely. We're all going to Europe. Oh, we're going to Europe. I can't wait. Well, Minnie and Nana didn't go to Europe. And if they did, they never came back. And if they did go, they did it under assumed names because they was dead. All right, there it is. So that's two more. There's 2 more victims. A wife. And he even in his confession, and let me tell y'all, he wrote a book. While he was incarcerated, he wrote a book. I didn't know that till today. I might try to find that. But he in his he regrets killing Minnie because he said he really loved her. So don't love me so much is all I'm saying. So, all right, let me see. Henry Howard Holmes. God, that son of a bitch. There is surviving paperwork. This is another interesting thing too. He never got divorced from Minnie. Hey, baby, what you doing? Love you, T-Pack. You know I love you. He never got divorced from Clara. He actually did. They think might have a couple weeks after he married Murda that he sent paperwork, but there's no proof she ever got it, and he tried to get her on adultery, so it wouldn't have been anyway. So there's marriages listed for him, but there's never a divorce. He had never been divorced at one time. So that was another thing where he won't to So then we got people that are living in this mansion, is what they're calling it. All of them have to be insured, by the way. And your neighbor down the hallway might not see them no more. This is the way Mr. Holmes worked. And what is amazing to me is that no one ever caught him. No one ever, well, he did get caught eventually. But it took, if you go to, this is what kills me. If you go to Wikipedia, like I've always said, it's the first place I go. And you read through, and they talk about whatever they never found any evidence in that hotel or in that building. Oh, nay. Oh, they did. Oh, yes, they did. There was also, I forgot one other woman. I'm sorry. A doctor came in to work at the pharmacy and run the jewelry department, of the drugstore. I don't know why doctors would be doing that, but whatever. He had a wife and a daughter, little 8-year-old daughter. Well, he found out that Mr. Howard, I was calling Howard, Mr. Holmes and his wife were having an affair. He leaves. He says goodbye. Goodbye. And he leaves the daughter and the wife in the second floor in their apartment. And Mr. Holmes takes care of her and the kid for a long time until he don't. And neither of them were seen again. So he's starting to kill children now. Well, he's been killing children, but he's starting to kill children. So that's another. I forgot all about her. So those two are listed. And in the basement, after all is said and done, there are partial remains that could be both of them. There's the partial remains of a child and another one of a woman. They think maybe that it was those two. But it was 1890 something. And you're not gonna look up the title of the book. I could. Let me do that. All right. I just know that. See, he wasn't in custody for very long. I'm going to read you in a little bit. I'm going to read you a little bit. No. Hold on. What is it? Is it that the true story of? Is that this book name? Is that the book name? I will find it. But is that the book name? Can you imagine? Like they say at this point that Harry, I keep calling him Harry, that Mr. Holmes did not see dead people as humans. He saw them as money. And I think I've said that before, but then it changed to where he started getting something out of murdering these people, not just money. And then you have the women, and then it turned into something kind of sexual. And but he still made a profit. He killed them, cleaned them up. He either put them in acid and got them down to where they were skeletons and sold them that way, or he sold them as bodies for, I can't imagine. Back then you had the two people that were laying over this body for, I guess, they would take it from here down to the bones. Again, photographs I did not put up because even though they're really old photographs, it's still, you know what's going on. It's just gross. If you want to look at it, it's easy to do. So we have Mr. Piddle. He was getting very, important to Mr. Holmes. And Mr. Holmes said, you know what? Here's a state of disorder. Oh, okay. Thank you. I'd love to read it. Yeah, it would be, Janica, but I'm wondering if they weren't formaldehyde up, because they had to be, because they would just rot. And that's disgusting in itself. If you ever smell formaldehyde, it's disgusting. The great-great-grandson is, Mr. Holmes is a very nice-looking man. I can see why women would be attracted to him. I can see, then they say he was devilishly, charming. He'd have to be. He really would. To lure somebody into, like, you would go up into that hotel, right? And I mean, he's the only one that could have led you to a room unless Mr. Pitzel did. And I don't know if he did or not, but, and they open the door to your room, mind you, near a window. You're not going to have any windows. And he shuts it, and all of a sudden the air goes out of it, and he's pumping. He realized he killed one man, another doctor. He killed him in a fit of rage, right? Hey, twist! And he beat his head in. I mean, this is, warning. And then he realized he couldn't sell him because he had busted the head up, and that would, people would know. So he decided, actually, there y'all go. He decided on gas, chloroform. They couldn't keep chloroform in that pharmacy that he owned. They couldn't keep chloroform in there, and that's not at all normal. But nobody said, I'm calling the police. My boss is using 6 gallons of chloroform a day. Not good. Okay, bye. Nobody did that. Nobody did it. So he would pump in the chloroform and the different kinds of gases in. Now, there were some bodies I'm sure he wanted for himself, and there were some bodies he thought, I can sell that. Or there's some that he has insured. He's got so many reasons to kill right now. And nobody is double checking, right? Nobody. Until. So the police show up, right? Because Mr. Holmes is living life largely. And so the police show up, and there happen to be 2 huge, I don't know what you call them, parcels. We'll call them parcels of body parts. Okay. And they're getting ready to be shipped off. And the police said, the hell's that? He said, oh, don't worry about that. And they went, okay, listen, what we're here for is you've been doing the fraud again. Mr. Holmes, you've been doing the fraud again all over Chicago. And we're here to talk to you about it. And he said, okay, well, I'll talk to you later about it because I got to go. But so he decides, look, I got to get the fuck out of here. Mr. Pitzel, you go have to fucking go. So he sent him to somewhere. I can't remember where it is now because y'all have noticed the notes are gone. I'm not even looking at them. He sends Mr. Pitzel away to do some business. And he beats Mr. Pitzel. And he hits him with chloroform, but not enough. Oh, I know. All right, here we go. He sent him off to Texas so that he could be a quote-unquote scientist. Now, he's built a little building down there in Texas, too. Same thing with this one up here. Ain't paid for nothing. And he said, listen, we're going to get the, you know how it is, dude. We're going to do you. You're going to get the insurance on you. and then I'm going to go get a body, and then we're going to blow it up in the lab of the Texas building. We're going to make a killing. And Mr. Pitzel says, all right. So, well, you get down there, right? And I don't know where or how Mr. Holmes has got enough chloroform to kill someone. I don't know how much it takes, but he didn't have enough. He didn't have enough. This is getting ready to get real dark. He didn't have enough to kill him. He didn't have enough to knock him out. So while he was knocked out, he put this other shit on him and just caught him on fire. I'm going to get it, state of disorder. I am. So he blows up. He catches his best buddy on fire. That's another 20-some thousand. Might have been more than that. It's in here somewhere. It might be more than that. But then Mr. Holmes said, wait a damn minute. Wait a minute. The only way possible I could lose this money is if they find out he's not whatever, and his wife and his children could inherit the money. I got to go take care of them wife and children. And that's what he does. He goes back to Chicago and he says, listen, she tells her, listen, I've had to send your husband off to London because we got some heat going on over here, right? Yeah, he was only 34, almost 35. And he said, I need you to give me 3 of your children. She had 5. I don't, he needed to get those children separated. So he left the oldest child with her and the youngest child with her. He took the 14, I'll show you. I'll show you what this son bitch did. There we go. And they are, 14, 9, and I got it here somewhere. 14, 9. Let's see. Here we go. 13-year-old Alice, 9-year-old Nellie, and 7-year-old Howard. So what he does is he kills Howard first. Howard's gone out of here. Howard gone out of here. Oh, Karen, I love you too. He kills him first. Now he has these children writing letters to their mother, right? Because he's telling the mother, we're good. He's telling them, we're going to meet your mom. Write her a letter. So she does have what y'all up to. He takes all the letters and he keeps them, which is stupid on his part, which is the mistake he made. I don't know if he would have been caught. I don't know, he might not have. But keeping the letters was the biggest mistake he made because they are chronicling where they are to their mother. And a detective is getting ready to show up that's going to ruin his whole thing. So he eventually he keeps all of. At one point he had the mother and the 2, oldest, youngest, and the other 2 in the same city, a couple of blocks apart, and each was yearning for the other one. That's how sick he was. So he goes to Toronto, go Leafs. And he decides, I got to kill these girls. How the hell am I going to kill these girls? I got none of my stuff. So he gets a big old trunk and he drills a hole in it. And he gets a tube and then he gets some gas. And he makes them, I don't know if they were naked before they got into there or after. I don't know. And a lot of people, and I say a lot of people, like I've been to several conferences about this, but everything that I read, a lot of people thought that he possibly did inflict some kind of damage on those girls before they were killed. But he ended up gassing them to death. And he took them and he buried them in the cellar of the house he was renting. And he even borrowed a spade from the neighbor to plant potatoes in the cellar. I didn't know you could do that. Well, they catch up with him. The police catch up with him. the police in Philadelphia. And the jig is up. The jig is up. They know a lot, but they don't know everything, but they know a lot enough. And so to keep him in custody, they literally had to go to Texas. I don't mean go, but he had a horse theft charge in Texas. That's the only thing that held him in custody until the other people could get their shit together. Because you think about now, they're baffled. People in Chicago, the cops in Chicago are like, we don't even know where to start. So, yeah, there you go. Exactly. That's when he deposited all these things. He was an absolute stinkable salesman. He had another man, which he killed, make a glass. He had this thing about glass bending, right? And in his new hotel down there, I had the guy, can you build me a glass furnace? The guy that did it knew it was a fraud, and he knew it was a fraud, and I'm sure it's lovely. But he always was trying to get one for, and then so that man that built it knew that he knew, he had to go. He had to go. Bye, Mr. Graham. You had to go. There was no, he would have killed his own mama. So let's see. We got dividend. We got Triangle's influx. Hold on. We got rid of the pet. He killed him. He killed him right away. I'm getting here. So this murder spree ended. Wait a minute. I'm sorry. I'm wrong. Boston, Massachusetts is where it says here on November 17th in 1894. They use 1881, 91, 81. They only give him a 3-year span on killing. If you look on Wikipedia, something like that, no. I looked at a whole lot of stuff, and I know it's longer than that. I know it started before 1888. So 1891 to 1894, all right, but no, that's not even right. And I'm not saying I'm a perfect person, but I can look up shit all day. Heart bends, distorted glass. Yeah, I mean, I bet it was a beautiful thing but it just wasn't going to be very good. So another person that got a little bit of the credit for this, Holmes was thrown in jail for like a day or two. I can't even remember for what, but he met a man named Marion Hedgepath. And Marion Hedgepath was a man, was in jail, for 25 years. And all Holmes needed him to say, he said, give me the name of a good lawyer, meaning give me the name of a lawyer that will not, and he did give that guy a name. And Holmes told Hedgepath, I'll give you some money. This was right before they blew up the thing in Texas. And he never got his money, Mr. Hedgepath, and he started talking. He started talking. So that was another thing that got him gone. Got him gone from here. Let me see. My handwriting is so clear. As of last week, I was going, what does that say? What does that say? Now, so we have the building up there. Well, one fire started in Holmes's private little house, little part of the building. That was unfortunate. Well, then, before anybody could really get in there, somehow, some way, that building burned to the ground. Hey, Timmy, I'm just me. It burned to the damn ground. And let me show you what was found in I don't think I have a lot of pictures of what was found in there, but this is Mr. Petzold's lower teeth. They were in the basement. Now, how he had them in the basement, I don't really know. When he killed him in Texas, but hey, what am I going to do? Is there anything else? I think I had more stuff. Now, I'm going to show you what it is now today. That is the spot where the building was. right yonder, and you'll say, so there's no, part left, but they do think it's haunted. This is the door that goes down. So there's a little piece of it, of the post office, that is on top of with the original building, but this is all it is. It's not very much at all. And there's a big, yeah, that's in the dark. Y'all see that ghost? Yeah, so this is the original right here. Okay, so that's all that's left. Let me see if I, do we see every wife? Oh, this is the last wife. She looked crazy to me, but it kind of looks like me, actually. She has been described as either a accomplice / prostitute, or a hardworking, religious, respectable woman. Her name was Georgiana Yoke, and he married her in 1894. Not much known. Don't know where she went. I don't think she's dead, but she looked a little crazy. So he's in custody, and he starts to sing a ling, ling, ling. And he starts to talk about, he's writing the book, right? And he's talking about what he did and what he didn't do. And most of it, he is said he was sorry that he killed many, that's the person he thinks he might have loved. And on his way to the gallows, because every state wanted him, okay? Every state that he had been in and wanted to murder, they wanted him. But no, he was, no, they weren't going to let that happen. They weren't going to let that happen. I'm pretty sure he died in, he died in Pennsylvania, in prison in Pennsylvania. So, his last words. Would you like to hear his last words? So, I was born with the devil in me. I cannot help the fact that I was a murderer. No more than a poet can help the inspiration to sing. And then he denied killing hey, Golden Beaver. He denied killing Mr. Pitzel. He denied that on the way, at some point during his incarceration, he denied that. Why are you denying that? Because look at what your body of works are. You think you're not? You think you're going to get hanged by the same damn rope if you killed one person or 27 or hundreds, which I think it's probably hundreds. I don't know if it's 200, because there's no way for us to know what he did in that hotel. It was so, and there's no, obviously there's no, you can go places on YouTube, not YouTube, but everywhere, and they have what they think it might have looked like. Well, we don't really know, because he kept switching out builders so that no one would know everything that there was. He would design it, get them in there, he'd stop, and never ended up paying them. Oh, so he was also fucking cheapskate. So let's go back. Let me make sure. I don't have a complete list of victims, and that makes me angry, because y'all know with me, I got a thing with the victims. You got to say their name, but they can't be. Oh, let me say, this is cute. All right, I forgot about that. All right, so at Mr. Holmes's request, he did not want to be used and possibly dissected. So he didn't want anyone to dig him up and dissect him, which he had done to so many. Okay, he didn't want that. So he asked them to, please, would you cover? I want you to bury me 10 feet down, and please put concrete on top of me so nobody can dissect me. Well, over the years, apparently, a lot of people have said, he escaped. So for some reason, They dug him up in 2017. The concrete had preserved him almost perfectly. Well, his clothes were perfect. His mustache was still attached to his lip. And they did a DNA, and it was, in fact, H.H.Holmes. So that's a funny thing. You were so worried about people digging you up and dissecting you, bitch, that you wanted all this stuff. Okay. All right. So we had Minnie. We have Minnie. And then we have her sister, Nanny. Nanny. Emily Garand. She worked in the Holmes building, and in May. Oh, she's the one that had lost interest in him. Julia Smith and her daughter Pearl. Those are the mother and daughter that went missing. Leacock, he killed him. The young boy, I think, it was in Moores, New York. It was there's no way he didn't do it. Sorry, there's no way. It's hard because he would talk about it's hard to get children. 68-year-old John DeBrew died of apathy. Oh yeah, this guy died. Holmes had given him a drink of something dark, liquid. He wasn't feeling well, and then he fell over with this apathy or whatever. No one knows what was in the damn liquid, but it killed him. Probably killed him. I don't think I have them. I got them. I got Emily. Oh, I don't know any over here. Okay, George Thomas. He was out of Mississippi Swamp, and Mr. Holmes and Mr. Pitzel put him in the swamp. Milford Cole was from Baltimore, Maryland. He disappeared after receiving a telegram from Holmes to come to Chicago in July 1894. Lucy Burbank, an additional possible victim. Her bank book was found with human hair in a chimney flue in the castle. So that's number 2. Then he confessed to killing 2 people in Lake County, but they could never find him. But in 1919, they found 2 bodies, a female and a male, unknown. And so that is what he was talking about. There are more. Mr. Rustler, Kitty, John. There's more. We'd be here all night if I was reading them out. So, the Library of Congress. So that is the ugly truth of it. That, yeah, it is kind of a mystery, and we don't know. I guess back in 1890, so they didn't really have, well, of course they didn't have. What am I talking about? They have profilers now who try to figure them out. I think some people you're not ever going to figure out. They don't want you to. I think he was the one that doesn't want you to. Then there are some that just, while we've been doing these Saturday night events, we have run into, and I have learned more than I need to know about, I think Jimbo the other day was talking about, Ernie Shell said when his brother shot whoever, that they were slipping around in blood. We know. As soon as you die, meaning we remember Lizzie Borden. She got her stepmother and her dad, killed them on the first whack. All right, and there wasn't a lot of blood. There just wasn't. It just stops. It might ooze, but it's not pouring, right? Because nothing's making it run. I'm going to read the original. I wish you would. Thank you. Because I'm interested in his, they said it was like kind of a great book. I mean, he's not dumb. But anyway, so somebody, when I was hearing that, I heard Ernie say that he had slipped and slid. His brother said he slipped and slided in all the blood. And I'm like, nah, couldn't be. If he killed him on the first one, I mean, it might have been something that happened before that, yeah. But No. And I hate that I know that. I love that I know. Oh, it's handwritten. Oh my God. I need to know what makes people tick. I think that'd be a damn interesting book. I'll just do a we'll do a we'll do a what do they go? If I find a case. Yeah, keep just remember. I always like to keep it past 20 years. But I'm thinking about switching that up. But I do like to just stay with that just because they're not people are not remembered. And all that. Because a lot of people have gave me really great suggestions, but they're just not old enough. Oh, really? Oh, Faith, I'm gonna have to watch. Like, I should have watched that first and then just taken notes from there. Damn it, not me. I always if I watch something, it's always after I do all my notes, and it's really just to you know, see how close I got it. I usually get it pretty close. Where are my damn files? I got the. Do y'all do Timu? Who here does not Timu? I'm trying to think. I ordered this card. Let me see. I don't know who I'm gonna give it to. I love this thing. Murder Hotel. Are you with? Did you state of disorder? I didn't know they sold greeting cards, but they do. This you can. Hold on. This you can guess where the. Does that? Happy Halloween from the best decision you ever made. Oh, this is for my mom. I hope my mom's not watching. Sure she's not. That's them. Yeah, they're hilarious and I love them. If y'all did not know, I'm trying to be an entrepreneur. I'm trying to be an influencer, people. Okay. That's what I'm trying. This one, prison dog, I talk to you about games. Right. Well, Alan, I mean, I guess, yeah. That makes sense. I'm waiting on delivery. Well, I showed you where I got the order, right? Last week I got a big bag and I thought, what the hell did I order? What the hell did I order? It was a pair of shoes in there. Okay. I think it was, I don't even know what it was. It was the rubbery wraps for the Duku, whatever. The remote things that'll make it glow in the dark and rubbery. Because I drop my kitchen Roku controller on the 12-inch tile at least twice a day. And we've been through like 2 or 3 of them. So I love that cover. Oh my God, it's changed my life. Who knew it would change my life? But it has. But funny enough, I haven't dropped it ever since. Oh, who knows? There's something about going in. Yeah, you do. Look them up, and it will glow in the dark. So if he misses it, it's also got like a little, it's all rubber, but it's got a little thing where you can hold on to it. Put his little hand through it. What do you call those handles? I don't know. Handles? Yeah, whatever. And I got my mom one too because she's always calling me. And when I say calling me, I'm from her bedroom, calling me in mine, saying, "Can you come in here? I've lost the remote." What? They really do. And sometimes if it's a swing and a miss, I ain't even mad at the misses. All right. I mean, I got more great stuff. Ordered Aunt Kathy the fridge decal that has the fork and the knife. That's so cute. Yeah, I love it. But you don't have to spend like. I think the order that I had last week, I want to say it was like $18 and something. $18. And I'm thinking, if I get as much joy out of this $18, I get cheap jewelry. All this jewelry I got on cheap. This right here, these are individual, right? They are anklet bracelets. They're not, because I got some of the bracelets and the elastic is too. I've got very small wrist too. So I got the ankle bracelets. I got 10. And I thought, well, all right, there we go. Finally, the fabric stores toes. Well, I'm so glad we're all fellow. I love them. I love them. I love them. If you down, do I have that faith though? Let me write that down. Do you know I have so many? We have so many channels that I don't know, and I'm gonna write it down because we have we switched from like regular cable to Go Fiber, so it's all fiber optic. Wallace Simpson was you damn right she was, Janica. Janica, I wrote that down because we might have it. Listen, we might have it. Wallace Simpson was a Nazi sympathizer, and so was her husband. But, and I say husband, I mean the Duke of Doo-Doo. And I always want to do a thing. I've wanted to since The Crown started on Wallace Simpson, because the Wallace Simpson got that shit wrong when they get on The Crown. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. I'm not doing this. Oh, Sarah, I would never leave that. I would just sit. Yeah, they got all wrong on The Crown about Miss Simpson. And now I could take you over to the library right now and show you the books that I have on Miss Simpson and whatnot. And they're all, of course, they're all this big because, I mean, why not? Because I want to read them. So they make it like bigger than the Bible. Bigger than the Bible. Thank you. And I'd get through half of the book and think, I'm getting tired of this bitch. Oh, she is a prostitute. Shannon on Roku and Phil O. I'm right. I'll write this down. Thank you. All right, I'm gonna let y'all go. We didn't quite do an hour and a half, but yeah, it's close enough. Tomorrow, what do you? Let me ask. Does anybody have any ideas on what to do next week? We can do the Zodiac Killer. We can do anything. I can put up a poll, though I can't do it here, and I don't know why. Because I don't know how to work anything. That's why. But we can do. I know I was a little flippant tonight, and I probably shouldn't have been, and I apologize for that. I was a little flippant we're talking about real people that lost their lives, and not in a good way. But I'm sorry. I'm sorry if I was a little too flippant. All you lovelies that are in the what would call you, the bunk beds? We'll call you the bunk beds. You're not in the bushes, you're in the bunk beds. Glamorous bunk beds. Thank y'all for coming. I appreciate it. Thank you. I'm so good. All right, well, I'll either put a poll up or I'll just do next week the Zodiac Killer. That's another mystery, true mystery, because no one knows who that asshole is. I'm always looking though. Thank you, Golden. I know how I do. I know how I get. I get a little flippant. I'm sorry. You gave it in the best. I love you, Sarah. I love you, Aunt Kathy. I love you. I love you all, really. And thank you for showing up. And thank you for the support. And we'll do this again. Let's meet here next week. You wanna? I think we should. All right, bye guys. Be safe. Oh, I gotta get this off me. Oh, hold on, I gotta get this off me.